Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden and welcome to my February garden tour. So those of you who watch my garden tours regularly, you know this. I do a garden tour every month of my garden, no matter how good I think it looks or how bad I think it looks. And the purpose of doing that is to keep track, make a record of the progress of my garden, and so I can look back and I can see what I've done in the past month. And I recommend to all of you to do the same. Just take out your phone, take a couple pictures or take a video every month, and you will be surprised at how much actually adds up. It might feel like your garden is not getting anywhere, you're not doing anything, but it really does add up, and you can see that if you take pictures and if you take videos. So this is my video for February. It's the beginning of February. It is a gorgeous day today. The sky is just perfectly blue and sunny. We're supposed to get 1.5 inches of rain tomorrow. And that's how California is. We will be in drought and then all of a sudden it will just totally pour. So I figured coming out today was the best day before it got all muddy and all yucky. We need the rain, of course. We've gotten lots of rain this season, which has been nice. But 1.5 inches in a day for us, it's kind of a lot. So let's get started in the orchard over here. Just for point of reference, I was just standing right over there in the shade. The orchard was basically an inherited garden. It came with 2 orange trees, pomegranate tree, a beautiful fig tree, a lime tree, and a couple peach trees and nectarines that I actually had to take out. But this is the area that I call my orchard. What I am planning to plant in my orchard, though, is all the plants that would be in my Best for the West plant list. And I'm doing the Best for the West plant list with proven winners, where I'm just going through and I'm picking plants that are going to do really well in our Western climate. I am in Northern California, Zone 9B, and a really important point is my Zone 9B here in California is very different than Florida's Zone 9B. Florida has a lot of humidity. It doesn't really cool down at night. It's just completely different. So it's important for those of us in the West Coast to know what works in our garden, and that's what this garden is for. And I'm having fun kind of fitting it in and trying to figure out what plants I'm going to be planting in here. It's been really enjoyable for me. So anyway, the thing you all are probably noticing is my pathway. We have these flags laid out for the path, and the path is actually starting to get dug out. And I can't take any credit for that, of course. That was Milo and Isaac who are helping me out. We are going to be doing a decomposed granite pathway with metal edging, and I'm really excited. I already have the metal edging. It's over by the garage right now, but I'm just so excited about it. So they've already started digging this out. We're digging down about 6 inches, and so we'll have maybe 2 inches of the base layer, which you can see a pile right there. That's not all of it. That was just left over from the greenhouse. And then we will, well, first, actually, I'm sorry, we're going to do landscape fabric. And then we're going to do 2 inches of the base layer and then 2 more inches or more of the granite right there. Well, this is 3/8 inch granite. We're going to do decomposed granite, but of course that was left over from the greenhouse. And then of course you'll have to pack it down. I'll do a video on it and everything. And then I have the metal edging that you just kind of easily hammer in. I think, I always underestimate my projects. They're always harder than I think, but I'm pretty excited about this one. And you can see the pathway, it's starting to take shape. I mean, just seeing it here is so exciting. So yay, 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 yay. Okay, let me back up and show you all some of the plantings that I have here. First, you can see all these plants sprouting up. These are alliums, and my friend Robbie and my friend Pamela planted these for me while I was unable to do any planting with my injury. They are coming up beautifully, really beautifully. I don't know which ones these are exactly, but they're doing really well. This is a Sasanqua camellia. Do as I say, not as I do. I need to get out here and I need to clean up all the petals that are on the ground. With camellias, you really need to clean up the petals that are on the ground because it can cause some diseases. So I should have did that before the garden tour, but I honestly didn't notice it. So that is looking beautiful. And then there's a Camellia japonica right behind there, and that should be blooming pretty soon. It has nice, beautiful buds on it. Over here, I have a bare root rose that I planted. You all saw me plant this past month. This is Romantica ball gown, and you can see it's already starting. It's already starting to get a little bit of leaves, a little bit of growth here at the growth points, and I am not going to fertilize it until I see about 3 to 6 inches of growth at those growth points. So things are starting to wake up. Over here, I have 3 iceberg roses, 1, 2, 3, and they're starting to wake up as well. So I'm getting really, really excited I'm starting to see signs of life. Right here, these big, beautiful perennial plants. These are Shasta daisies. These are the banana cream 2 from Proven Winners. You can see I have 1 bloom. I think I have a better bloom over in another patch. They're bulking out and they're looking so good. So I'm really excited about these. And in between them, I have ranunculus planted. Those aren't weeds. Those are actually ranunculus. There's some weeds if you look close, but there's ranunculus in there. So hopefully that'll bloom and it'll look really, really pretty. Okay, coming this way, right here, I have some daffodils planted. And right here, I have some daffodils planted. I'm a little worried about them because as the guys were scooping out this, they were just kind of throwing the soil over here. So the daffodils got planted a little deep. I think it'll be okay, but if they don't come up, then that's why, which is a bummer because they were the watch up daffodils from Color Blends. They were this beautiful creamy white. So we need to keep an eye on, I'll keep an eye on it and see how it is. I did see, let's see, I saw this one, but I'm pretty sure that that's an allium. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. There's bulbs everywhere here. Right here you can see my pomegranate tree. It has lost all its leaves. It's deciduous. I don't love this tree. I don't love it. I'm gonna leave it for a little while just because I told all of you that I was going to take it out, and a lot of you said, wait, wait. So I'm gonna think about it, but it's just such a important spot in the orchard that I feel like I could do better, I guess, and so it's just kind of something that I'm just going back and forth on. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. When you see oranges on the ground, that means, look at over there, they're ready. These oranges, oh my God, they're so ready. We have been picking them. We got a juicer. We've been having fresh squeezed orange juice every morning. Yes, I know you all are jealous of me right now, and I can't believe I'm saying that. It's been so wonderful, but there are so many oranges, we haven't even made a dent. So my friend showed me there is this program where, gosh, what is it called? I'll put it up on the screen right now, but it's basically somebody will come and they'll harvest it all and take it to the food bank, which I think is great. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to call them and have them come take it out, especially because I am having another foot surgery. So I'm not going to be able to do much of it myself. So you can see right here, this is my other swath of banana cream Shasta daisies. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So I can just imagine this whole thing just covered with those. I just think it's going to be really, really pretty. This is my Rise Up Emberaze rose. I had defoliated it, and you can see it's starting to refoliate, which is good. It's exciting. These are daffodils. These are daffodils coming up. Just a blend of daffodils. So that should be exciting. Over here, this area, this is all perennial, so there's not too much to show. I got to come in here and I got to cut some of this Nepeta back, this catmint. This is Cat's Pajamas catmint. I did plant some tulips. I planted them right here. I did put some chicken wire down and some hardware cloth. It got covered with the soil, which is totally fine. So I put some chicken wire and hardwood cloth down to protect them over here. But then I also did a grouping over here of the tulips, and knock on wood, but the squirrels haven't touched them. I think they just haven't found them yet is what's happening. So hopefully I'll have some tulips there. And then once I start seeing some growth, I'll take the hardware cloth off over here. So here's my big, beautiful, beautiful fig tree. I have not pruned it. I don't technically need to prune it because it's so big. The point of pruning a fig tree is to get more production. And I get so much. I mean, last year, I just moved in August, but that's about the time that the fig trees start bearing fruit, is what I'm trying to say. And there was like, we couldn't keep up with it. So I don't know. I was thinking about getting up on a ladder, but I might not. I don't know. I have to think about it. Here's my lime over here, and you can see the pathway all dug out. They got to, what is he doing? I think he's happy in the shade. They got to here, and then we still need to work our way over here, but I think I'm going to stop around here because I want to get this pathway in first, see how it goes, see how we do, see how hard it is, and then we'll continue. We're going to have pathways all around here and all around the inner island, and you know, it's going to be everywhere. So it's going to be probably a multiple year project, honestly. And I'm trying to do the advice that Michael Glassman gave me, which is finish one area at a time, which is kind of hard because you're never finished with gardening. At least I'm never finished with gardening. So I don't think I'll ever be finished, but I want to bring the orchard up to a place where I guess I can take good pictures of it. I think that's where I need to bring it to. And I have some visitors here today for a little bit of help. Another perk of living in the country, not to gross anybody out, and I'm sorry if I do, it grosses me out. We were hearing some scratches in the crawl space above. And then our lights, our recessed lighting that was just installed went out. And then our jacuzzi bathtub that we didn't really use the jacuzzi part anyway, it started leaking. And that is because they chewed through the tubing of that. And yeah, they made a couple holes and they chewed through some extension cords. And so as soon as we realized, we got them out here and it's been taken care of. So thank goodness. But it's just the type of thing that's like, what? Country living. I wanted to show you all the zigzag planter. I am so happy that I left these purple fountain grass up because I have been enjoying these seed heads all winter long. They're just so pretty. So I am going to have to come in here like within the next week or so, and I'm going to have to cut it all the way back, which is going to be so sad, but you can see all of this growth has died and it will start growing like down here. And if I don't come through and get all the old growth, then I'll never be able to distinguish it from, or like cut it out from the new growth. So it's just something that you have to do with ornamental grasses. And now, at least in my area, is the time to cut it back. I do have my daffodil blend. This is called Bloom Factory, and it's starting to come up all over, which is really, really exciting. Let's see, here's some more right here. And then you can see this is Diachondra Silver Falls, and it is still looking pretty good. It's gotten a little cold nipped, like especially this one over here. Hey, Monty. It's gotten a little bit cold nipped, but it's not too bad. Actually, this is looking pretty good. You can see that I did put some pavers right here. This is just temporary. I have decided, I'll show you all the flooring of my greenhouse in a second, but I've decided I want to do a similar thing to that right here. So if you see, here's the driveway and it goes up to the house. And this is where we're going to be putting like some hardscape, and I've decided I want to do the same hardscape that I did in my greenhouse. So that's why these are here, and then honestly that's why these two piles are here, because this is the material that we used. And here's a little look at my shade garden. I've decided a couple things in here. One, so what I'm doing is I'm going to do a living wall, I should say, right here, and then arches. And I was planning to like install this big fence and everything like that, but then when I was at the Cottage Gardens of Petaluma, I saw these rusted iron trellises that were not that expensive, and basically you just stick it down, and I just thought, why am I not using that in my secret shade garden? Like, it just seems like such a better thing to use. And I'm going to have it on this side and I'm going to have it on that side, so you can see where the pathway is going to go. And then I do have some perennials that have gone to sleep. They're starting to wake up. Is it muddy, Monty? No, it's not too bad. Look at the Brunnera. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I have some hosta. I have some heuchera that I have to cut back. We don't have to cut back heuchera. I want some fresh leaves right here. Here in my zone, we don't have to cut back heuchera. Anyway, so I've laid these out where I want to plant them, and then I do have a planting plan for some more stuff that I'm going to plant. And I do have some special guests coming in mid to late March to help me do this whole area. We're so excited about it, and I'm so excited for them to come visit. So stay tuned for that. I'm not going to tell you yet who it is, but it's somebody that you all know and love, and I'm really, really excited to see them. And probably the biggest and most wonderful change in my garden this past month has been my greenhouse. Look at how beautiful that is. I am just so happy with this greenhouse. Again, it is Canopia, the Triumph, and the Triumph, it's a T-shaped orangery. And when I say orangery, what that means is that's just this style of greenhouse, as opposed to like the long style with the door on the end. The orangery is this T-shaped thing. So, I am so happy with it. There's a couple videos where we showed pouring the foundation, laying the ground, the flooring, and then of course installing this beautiful greenhouse. And oh my goodness, every time I look out the window, it's like, I love it. I love it so much. So here's the flooring I was telling you about, and I'm really, really liking it. I haven't glued down the gravel. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. I probably will do it. What I'm talking about is, when I walk, sometimes the gravel can kind of get on the rocks like that, and there is something called gravel glue, which will keep it in place. So I want to do something like this by the front door and the front entryway, but I'm thinking of putting the squares closer together and just having like a small line of gravel in between, just because we're going to be walking on that area so much more than I walk back here. This table I got from Facebook Marketplace for $50, and I'm so happy with it. I love it so much. I am going to put a coat of polyurethane on it just to really water seal it really, really well. And then I did plant up all these mangave, and I have some tulips over here, and I have some daffodils over here, and I have this beautiful primrose, and I'm just loving how it's looking. I'm just so happy with it. These tables over here are also from Canopia. And then here are some beautiful flowers. They are seedlings that I started from seed. They are ready to go out. I've been kind of hardening them off. I say kind of because sometimes I'll forget to put them out one day, but they're doing it really good. I do have to thin out these guys. They are all going to go in these raised beds right here. And so they're going to be so beautiful. I'm so excited about it. So I think those will probably go out in the next couple days. I'm filming this video before I have my next foot surgery. So I have to recover from my foot surgery first. Oh, you can see so it's so warm today that the vents have automatically opened just to keep it nice and cool. So it really does get warm in here. I live in Northern California in Davis. And so we do get cold. We get frost, but we never really get like freezing, so we definitely don't get snow. So I can't really vouch for if this is good. I know it can handle the snow. It's rated to be able to handle the snow, but obviously I have a different climate than that really, really snowy cold. But I have looked on the Canopia website, and they have pictures of this in snow, like all snow outside. You all should look at it, and it's beautiful. It's so pretty. It almost makes me want to have snow. Almost, not quite. Here you can see a little update of my direct seeding of flower seeds. So for this bed and that bed, I basically took certain seeds, and I just tossed them out. I just went like that, right? And I didn't even cover them. I didn't scratch them in. I didn't water them. And it's just a technique of growing flowers, basically. And I learned that from Eileen from Van Winden's. And you can see I am having a lot come up. I do see a nasturtium over there, which is really exciting. And then over here, my lovely puppy, he was being naughty, and he dug here. And he dug right there. I don't know what he was going for, but yeah, he's in trouble. You're in trouble. So anyway, he has stopped that. He hasn't really done that. I'm sure he's going to do it more. I'm totally prepared for that, you guys. But I don't know how well this area is going to come up. We'll just have to kind of watch it. But you can see right here, these aren't weeds. Those are all flower seeds. Ooh, and I see a sweet pea. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, there's another one right there. And another one. That's exciting because sweet peas. I mean, if you all know what a sweet pea seed looks like, it looks like a pea, a hard pea. And it took like no effort at all just to throw it out. Oh, and there's a lupin. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm getting really excited. I just love this view. I'm just so happy with it. So what my plan is for my garden, for my very California ranch style home, is to make it what it is, which is a ranch style home. And what I mean by that, I was looking up the history of ranch homes and the reason why they are the way they are, which is low, long, flat, and they kind of curve around to the back. The point for that is because they bring the inhabitants into the backyard and make the backyard a usable gathering place, basically. And so that is kind of what I'm going with this home. I have my backyard, which is like my working garden. I have my raised Vigo beds. We have the metal workshop. I have my office. I have my greenhouse. I have these beds over here. I have not mine, borrowed view, beautiful barn in the background. And then of course, we have our dining area and everything like that. And that is really what I wanted. And then my front garden can be more of a show garden. So when you see a lot of things going on, like a lot of structures back here, that's on purpose because this is my working garden. This is where I'm going to be using most of my stuff and potting things up and growing vegetables and all that kind of stuff. And so this is kind of the vision I had, which I'm really, really excited about, as you can tell. I think I did this. I'm pretty sure I did this last month. It kind of gets to be all a blur, but this is my new office decor, I guess I would say. I ended up putting all these pots here, and a lot of them are filled with tulips and daffodils, and they are starting to grow, which is very, very exciting. This, as well as a bowl, if you saw my dining room makeover video, you'll know what bowl I'm talking about. They were basically inspiration, like jumping off points for my garden. We've been here since August, and it's taken me a while to figure out what this property wants and needs as for decor. And so when I started putting these pots out, silver, black, cream, white, terracotta, really natural colors, like, would you even call them colors? Really neutral, basically. It kind of made me think like, oh yeah, this is what this garden needs. This needs to be like a very, very casual, very, very laid back garden, very not formal at all, which is kind of funny because I know I have, symmetry is always formal. Whenever you have symmetry, it's formality. So this is my most formal area, I think, of my whole garden. But my goal for this garden is not to have a formal garden. It's to have a casual, laid back, California style garden. And these pots this collection of pots that I picked out was one of the jumping off points for me finally getting that direction. And I'm really excited about it, you guys. Like, I'm so excited to finally have an idea of the direction that I want to take this property, because it took a while. I moved in here and I had some ideas, but it does take a while to really figure out what you need. So you can see my Vigo garden beds right here. I love them so much. I know I talk about them all the time, but I really do love them. They are the extra tall in olive green, and then I have the trellis system two trellis systems, and they're just so great. I just really, really like them. So I have cabbages here. I do want to point out, I do have a pipe that sticks up right there. And in an effort to keep people away from it, I planted a Nicotiana. It needs a little bit of water right now, I can tell, which might be an issue with planting it right there. I'm trying not to water it too much because we're getting so much rain tomorrow. But I think I might need to water it. So I did plant a whole bunch of lettuce greens here. This is Ms. Americana, this is frisee, and then this one right here is wasabi mustard greens, and it literally does taste like wasabi. It's crazy. Oh, I was gonna remove this. This is my crimson fava bean that I got from Cottage Gardens of Petaluma. I had this on to protect it from critters and stuff, and then I realized probably the pollinators can't get to it as easily, so I wanted to take it off. Back here I have my onions, and I have some ranunculus. Over here I have my carrot seedlings that I do need to thin out, and it's time to thin them out, so I got to get on that. And then I do have some garlic back there. This spot right here, so there's the greenhouse. This little area right here, I'm going to make my potting area. So I can't put a table there because of Monty's dog door into my office, but I'm going to leave this table here, and then I'm going to make this whole area my like dirty potting area. So you can see I got like a sifter, and then I have this, which is, I don't know why that's full of water. I'm going to have, you know, like some soil and some pots and like some just places where I can really make a mess, do some seed starting and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about hanging like a pegboard or something on the back of this. Eventually my greenhouse is going to go right here, but again, for temporarily, I'm going to make this area my potting area. So that is a project that is coming up. And then this final Vigo bed right here, I sowed some romaine seeds because my family loves eating romaine for, you know, salads and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing succession sowing right there. So the last thing I want to show you all is over here, which I usually don't show this area for my garden tours, but there's a couple things over on this side of the house I want to show you all. One is my tree storage. These are my new trees, and then I got from the garden center, kind of not really planned. So I went to the garden center to pick up a couple things, and I ended up, the things that I needed ended up adding to where I got free delivery. So whoops. So when I got free delivery, I was like, hold on, let me go get a couple more big trees that don't fit in my truck. So I got a purple, this is a purple hop seed right here, which is really common in our area, and it does really, really well. This one, this chartreuse one, is a Monterey cypress that my husband has aptly named Miley cypress. This one is the sticks is pink velour crepe myrtle, which it's just so beautiful. I had a big one of these in my last property, and I love it so much. And I'm gonna get a lot more crepe myrtles, but this one I just really loved the structure of the trunk, and I just thought, oh, okay, I got to do it. I got to get that one. And then finally, the last one I got was this deodar cedar right there. And that is going to go way in the front over there. You see that utility pole? It's going to go basically right in front of that utility pole. And it's going to take years to grow, but I'll be patient, and soon it should cover that utility pole, which will be really, really nice. I do have to say this one does have a slight bend in the bottom. I don't know if you all can see that, but I kind of like it. It's kind of neat and it's kind of beautiful. It goes like that. It gives it a little bit of character. It's not perfect, but I'm so happy with it. Oh, and I forgot my Wichita blue juniper. This is such a good tree. I love these. I had one of these in my old property as well. So you can see I went for different colors, you know, the icy blues and then the chartreuse and the red. And these are all going to go over here. Well, other than the deodar cedar, they're all going to go over here in the long border. And so you can see my neighbors, they're fine. They don't bother us at all, but you can see the tops of like their RV and stuff like that. So we're going to cover that just to give us a little bit more privacy. And what I want to do is I want to mix up that border with a whole bunch of different trees. There are going to be some repetition with some of the trees, specifically evergreen trees. But I do want kind of a mix. Sorry about the spin. I do want kind of a mix of colors, kind of like you see here, because I just think it looks beautiful. So then over here, these are my metal edging. There's tarps over it to protect it from the rain. This is my metal edging for the walkways. So you all will see that. I'm really, really excited about it. This dog, let me get a basketball. He is a basketball dog. Okay, are you ready? Oh, is that your basketball? Oh my goodness. He loves it. He loves the basketball. Every time we take it out, he gets so excited about it. We're gonna have to get him his own basketball that he can pick up with his mouth. Oh, do you want to dribble? Get it. Get your basketball. It's too funny. Okay, then finally over here, I want to show you all these metal stock tanks that I planted with tulips. And this was a blend of tulips. I got a whole bunch of bags from Costco. They were all pink, and I just mixed them all together in my Gorilla Cart, and then I planted them. It was such easy planting. But they're starting to come up. And the really exciting thing about these is I had 10 red tulips, and I mixed in the 10 red tulips with all the pink tulips so that I would have kind of one random red tulip mixed in. And so it's just going to be a surprise once these guys bloom as to if there are any red or which one is red. You know, it's just that randomness of nature that I love so much. So I am getting some action here. Obviously, it's not going to be probably like a month before they start actually blooming, but we're getting somewhere. So I started off this tour over by the orange tree telling you all that I didn't have much to show you for my February garden tour. And I am ending the tour kind of proud of all the progress that has been going on in my garden. I mean, the greenhouse, for one thing, the office for making it, look all pretty and actually having such a great direction to take this property. The bulbs are starting to come up. The oranges are looking beautiful. The pathway in the orchard, the Vigo garden beds. There's a ton of stuff going on. And again, I noticed it because I took the time to take my camera out here and really pay attention to the little things. And so I've said it before, and I'm going to say it a million times. It is so worth it to document your garden, every single month as the season goes on. Even if you feel like there's nothing there, even if you have snow 4 months in a row, 5 months in a row, go out and take a picture of the snow just so that you can see what it looks like. So I'm getting excited. We are about a month away from my last frost. It's I can feel it in the air. I can feel it. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.